Test, 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 test. Okay, here we are. I'm in lovely Waikiki. We're just working. Anyways, I guess the purpose of this video is to tell you a little bit about what it's like to be a cab driver in Honolulu. What you need to do to get your taxi driver's license. How the pay structure works, and basically the ins and outs of the job, and just give you a little slice of life here. So basically, it took me a few months to get my license. The first thing you have to have is you have to have a Hawaii state license. I came here at a California license. You need a state license. You also need to take a DOT physical, which is essentially just a drug test, but to just make sure also you don't have any serious medical issues. What else? You have to take a written test over at the DMV on Dillingham. That is basically just rules that apply to taxi cab drivers. The other thing you need to do, and pretty much the hardest thing you need to do, is you take an oral test with somebody at the DMV, and it's a 20 or 25 question test. You're allowed to miss 4, and they basically ask you the shortest route from A to B. So for example, if you were going from the Hilton Hawaiian Village to the zoo in Kapahulu, what would be the quickest way? So that's kind of it. And then once you have that, you have your license and you're ready to go. Now after you have your license, you're pretty much an independent contractor, so you can go and work for anybody you want, or anyone that'll hire you. But essentially, you need to, when you're first starting out, you rent your cab, and you rent your parking stands. You rent your you basically rent everything. The company charges you a fee for dispatch, parking stands, and that kind of thing. And then you also rent your taxi from a fleet manager. There's lots of different kinds of cab companies. I'm working for a small cab company that basically doesn't have any stands. We don't really actually have anything except for the cabs. I pay between $250 to $300 a week for the cab, and I have to pay my own gas. And if you get your own tickets, you got to pay your own tickets. That's something a lot of people don't think about. Other cab companies, you might pay about $300 a week, $200 to $300 a week for the cab stands in prime locations, and then you pay another $300 a week. You might pay $500 or $600 a week to have cab stands and your cab plus your gas. So the advantage of cab stands is that you always have a sooner or later you wait in a line and you're going to get a fare. With what I'm doing, my overhead is lower, but there's no guarantees. There's no guarantees at all. So yeah, so that's it for now, and yeah.